Madam President,
The Majority Leader.
I ask unanimous consent that call to quorum be terminated.
Without objection.
I now ask unanimous consent that following any leader remarks on Thursday, January 26th, the Republican leader or his designee be recognized to move to proceed to the consideration of calendar number 294, H.E. Res. 98, which is a joint resolution relating to the disapproval of the President's exercise of authority to increase the debt limit. That the time until noon be for debate on the motion to proceed, with the time equally divided and controlled between the two leaders or the designees. That at noon the Senate proceed to vote on the adoption of the motion to proceed. That if the motion is successful, then the time for debate with respect to the joint resolution be equally divided between the two leaders or the designees. That upon the use or yielding back of that time, the joint resolution be read a third time, and the Senate proceed to vote on the passage of the joint resolution. Finally, all other provisions of the statute governing consideration of the joint resolution remain in effect.
Without objection, so ordered.
I ask unanimous consent the Senate proceed to S. Res. 353.
The clerk will report.
Senate Resolution 353 congratulating the North Dakota State University football team for winning the 2011 National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I Football Championship Subdivision title.
Without objection, the Senate will proceed to the measure.
I ask unanimous consent the resolution be agreed to, the preamble be agreed to, the motion we consider be laid on the table. There be no intervening action or debate, and any statements be placed in the record as if read.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent that the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee be discharged from further consideration of H.R. 1791 and the bill be referred to the Committee on Environment and Public Works.
Without objection.
Note the absence of quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Akaka.
Res. 96, that upon the dissolution of the joint resolutions, the Senate adjourn until 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, January 26, 2012. Following the prayer and the pledge, journal proceedings be approved to date. The morning hour be deemed expired, and the time for the two leaders be reserved for use later in the day. Following any leader remarks, the Senate began consideration of the motion to proceed, H.J. Res. 98, under the previous order. Madam President, before you rule on that, the reason we're not going to be in session tomorrow is the Republicans are having a retreat, and these are normally done at the beginning of every Congress. We're going to do ours in the next week or so, week or 2 weeks, I should say, and at that we will be out of session that day also. So this is why we're not working tomorrow. We have things that we are going to complete Thursday, and the next week we have some fairly heavy legislation that we're going to start. The reason we've been not working real hard this week is the IP bill, which we expected to work on this week and next week. Things came up and we were unable to do that. So I'd ask the Chair to rule on my request.
Without objection.
Madam President, the next vote will be on Thursday at 12 p.m. on the motion to proceed to H.A. Res. 98. If there's no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it recess under the previous order.
The Senate stands in recess until 8:30 p.m.
The Senate is taking a break now before tonight's State of the Union address. Senators will return so they can walk over to the House side of the Capitol for President Obama's remarks. We'll be live here on C-SPAN